David was looking into polygamy. I was in it. He doesn't know anything about it other than from his outside experience, which means that he doesn't know Jack. But David doesn't know that he doesn't know Jack because David thinks he knows Jack. Now, I've lived plural marriage long enough to know that I don't know Jack, but David still thinks he knows Jack, but he doesn't know Jack.
All eyes are still on Kody Brown in this week's episode of Sister Wives. The episode kicked off with a fired-up David looking back at his encounter with Kody. During that meeting, Kody apologized to Christine for saying he never loved her, something both Christine and David think was inappropriate to say.
When Christine says she was done and she left, that point she was gone. There was no releasing from him on that part. That means that he has control of her. That's a power play. That's a power game, mental game. You don't do that to a human being.
Would Robin being there made it better? Made this whole conversation a little bit more comfortable, especially the whole I did love you part?
I don't think you should have said it at all.
Okay,
Like,
even if Robin was present?
No.
All he needed to do is say,
I'm sorry.
I apologize for my actions.
And then let's let it go.
Let it go with that.
After that encounter in Las Vegas, David originally invited Kody on a trip to Moab, Utah, but is that offer still on the table?
Oh, God.
No, there's no trip in Moab. He wouldn't go with me.
We're not going to do that.
So where does Kody stand with all of this? Does he think he can be friends with them?
I don't know the answer to that. That doesn't mean that we can't be friends. It means we should be friendly until trust is resurrected, because it's dead.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't the only thing Kody and David are disagreeing on in this week's episode. When they met up in Las Vegas, David shared his perspective on plural marriage, something Kody strongly disagrees with.
This is my point, is David was looking into polygamy. I was in it. He doesn't know anything about it other than from his outside experience, which means that he doesn't know Jack. But David doesn't know that he doesn't know Jack because David thinks he knows Jack. Now, I've lived plural marriage long enough to know that I don't know Jack, but David still thinks he knows Jack, but he doesn't know Jack.
Well, David did defend himself and also threw some shade at Kody.
It's not like it's a fresh thing since I met Christine. All of a sudden, I know polygamy. No, I've been around it my whole life. I could tell you stories after stories about what happens down there. And for him to say it, that's fine. But I do know a lot about it. I have never lived it. I don't have to understand about how hard it is to have a baby to have one. You can see it.
Do you believe that Kody has a big ego?
All guys have egos. It depends on how big or wherever it's at, but he does have an ego.
So does Kody have a big ego? Janelle and Meri seem to think so.
Yeah.
Are you okay with his big ego?
It's fine. It's not my problem anymore.
Yeah.
But I think he has an ego, and I think that's okay.
Kody definitely has a big ego. He always has. But, like, I enjoy him. He's fun, right? He's fun to hang out with. He's charismatic. He's a little bit too cocky. I don't like cocky.
Now, let's move on to Janelle and Meri. Half of the episode looked back at Kody's conversation with Janelle, where he apologized for how he handled the early years of their marriage. When looking back at that conversation, Janelle is revealing what was the most healing part for her.
It was very sweet. I thought it was very sweet. And there was definitely, old-time connection, I think, between us, some of that old nostalgia. But what was the most healing, I think, for me was to hear him apologize about the early years, because we really did struggle on how to live plural marriage.
They then started talking about how their plural marriage began, with Janelle claiming Kody and Meri brought her in, but Meri has a different story.
So how did you become sister wives then?
Well, they decided that it was a good connection, and she was interested in plural marriage, and we all talked about it. He and I talked about it. They talked about it. That's just how it works.
After Janelle joined the family, they all say the dynamic was volatile, with Meri and Janelle disagreeing over small things like cleaning up the dishes, or other nitpicky things. And where was Kody when his wives were getting into these disagreements?
I tried to tell them, don't talk to me about your problems with each other. You've got to work those out yourself, because I felt like one's pitting me against the other. And so I finally said, you guys have got to start working out these problems. And they didn't. They worked out very poorly. And I probably should have been back in there refereeing, but I'm a terrible referee.
He then elaborated on how they argued during the early years of their marriage.
Looking back, I don't know what I could have done, but I'm sorry that I didn't do it. I'm just...
How did Meri fight that was different than Janelle?
Yeah, she's just willing to scrap. Willing to scrap.
When you say scrap, what does that mean?
She's just willing to get right in your face and do the yelling and the escalation and the fighting. It's just like, and in front of anybody.
Another big topic this episode was if Kody was able to be emotionally intimate with two women at the same time.
No, I had enough resources in the tank to love two women at the same time, but they've got to accept the love. They've got to, it's like if you're super high maintenance, it's going to become a problem probably.
Who was high maintenance?
Well, Janelle wasn't.
Well, then Meri entered the chat and explained why she was having such a hard time accepting Janelle into their family, like the fact that she was once married to her brother.
Possibly some of the issues that I had in polygamy could have stemmed from the fact that, oh, they wanted to get married on my birthday. They had planned to get married on my birthday. It wasn't until his mom got involved and was like, no, don't do that. Yeah, they're like, it doesn't matter. We'll just celebrate it a different day. Like, excuse me, it does matter. You know, so let's start the marriage relationship,
That's
the family
crazy.
relationship with that. And they forget that, oh, there might have been some emotions involved with the fact that she used to be married to my brother.
I always wondered that. So tell me, what kind of emotions were involved with that?
There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion.
But regardless, Janelle wanted in.
And then all of a sudden you're being asked to be a part of this plural marriage. Did Kody know that you saw him at Meri's house and that you had this feeling?
I think I told him later.
Yeah.
And actually, I asked to be in their family. They never asked me.
Oh.
I knew them as a couple, and I just felt inspired to say, look, I think I belong in your family. And so we went and spoke to the church leadership, and we all fasted and prayed together, and we felt like it was the right thing.
Meri then explains that she didn't have weird feelings towards Janelle until after she said she wanted to join their marriage, and recalls telling Kody how she was feeling about Janelle joining, especially considering they were sisters-in-law at one point.
I mean, when you think about it, that's weird. That's awkward. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was very
But you never said
uncomfortable.
anything like, hey, Kody, that's awkward. She used to be married to my brother. Now you
did.
want to marry her and bring her into this polygamous family.
Yeah, I did. We talked about it. But, like, I was not supposed to have those thoughts or feelings or emotions about it.